What to bring to your boudoir photo shoot. This one's for the clients who are going to be photographed. So maybe you booked a boudoir session, you're really excited about this, and you have no idea what you should be bringing. Well, firstly, if you chose a good, legit photographer, they should have all of this stuff prepared for you. But one way to find out if they're a good, legit photographer is to make sure they cover all of these things so that you have exactly what you need. And there are some things that you should definitely leave at home. Some of those may surprise you, so do not check out early.
It's showtime.
Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I'm a boudoir photographer in Silicon Valley, California. I've been doing this for 12 years, and my clients consistently thank me for is how thorough my preparation guide is. I send this out to every new client as soon as they've booked their shoot. And this is every single thing you could possibly need to know before you show up on the shoot day. So the 5 things I'm gonna go over are wardrobe, accessories, shoes, other props, and things to leave at home. All right, let's talk wardrobe. This is probably the most basic one. What do you wear for a boudoir shoot? In my studio, you can wear whatever you want, whatever you feel good in or whatever you want to feel good in. I photographed clients in a wetsuit, in hiking gear, in military uniform, in nothing, anywhere in between. It's whatever you feel good in or whatever you want to feel good in. Different photographers will have different recommendations based on their own artistic style, so be sure to check with your photographer. And if you look at their portfolio, you'll see patterns. Like bodysuits look great on everybody. You can throw a kimono or a robe over most things. Wraps look great as well. Every body type is different, which is also why in my own guide, I have recommended lingerie retailers or clothing stores in my area where my clients can go shopping for new outfits, because I know those stores are going to help them find things that fit really well, because too big and too small are both equally bad. You want things that fit well, so we don't have muffin topping, we don't have things pinching or bulging, or if it goes the other way and things are too loose and baggy, you will look loose and baggy. And I don't know about you, but I have never had someone walk into my studio and said, "Can you make me look really big with unflattering lines?" No one says that. So finding things that fit is ideal. Different patterns and materials don't photograph well either. So again, your photographer should know this, but try to avoid very busy patterns. Like, you don't want to look like a Partridge Family bus. That tends to be too distracting. Simpler things are better. Lace is great. Leather is fine. If you like white cotton, that's groovy too. Again, it really comes down to whatever you feel good in, whatever you want to feel good in. And if you know you're going to do a couple different outfits during your session, bring 7 or 8 things. We do 5 looks during my sessions, so I tell my clients to bring 8 or 9 options, and we'll pick the best of once we get there at the shoot. All right, number 2, accessories. You can go totally crazy and do bracelets and earrings and a necklace and anklets and whatever else you want, hats for any single set. Or you can totally do none of the above and go without accessories for your entire shoot. Sometimes a client will bring in a handbag or their partner's tie or bow tie or hat or glasses or like literally any other article of clothing, and I welcome those things here. If my clients love baking, I tell them to bring in a rolling pin, and we do strategically placed rolling pin for some fun photos like that. I've photographed people in hiking boots and lingerie, or they bring in golf clubs, martial arts gear, literally anything that will help tell your story and make this shoot more personalized and about you is totally fair game. Again, check with your photographer. Some people do not want to use props. They want to keep everything straightforward, just basic poses and lingerie. If that's what you're looking for, groovy. If you want these more personalized touches, see if a photographer is comfortable with it, but most importantly, if they have examples of it on their website or social media profiles. Because they might say, "Oh yeah, we can totally do that," but if they've never done it before, it might not come out as well as you'd like. And like I always tell my clients, these things are optional. So if you want to bring in these personalized items, great. And if not, that's great also. It's your story to tell. We'll tell it however you want. Number 3, shoes. And again, number 5 are things to leave at home, so be sure to stick around for that one. All right, feet, shoes. What do you wear during a boudoir sesh? What if you're not into heels? Do you even bother bringing shoes then? Absolutely. I've photographed clients wearing golf cleats and hiking shoes, swim fins, combat boots, flip-flops, Chuck Taylors. I had someone bring 4 different pairs of Doc Martens, which is my jam. I love Doc Martens. I have one for every occasion. Anything is fair game because it's your story. Wear it however you want to wear it. Or we have shoots where my client is barefoot the entire time. It's totally up to you. I always recommend bringing a couple different things and then we can choose on game day. And again, it doesn't have to match. If you've got gorgeous strappy lingerie and you've got your favorite pair of boots, do it. If you want to go barefoot with like more of a business suit kind of get up, do that too. Juxtaposition can also be really powerful. It can be way opposite of an outfit or it can totally match the outfit. Every client of mine who brings Louboutins, with the red bottoms, I make sure that we get the red bottoms in the shot because let's be real, that's what makes the shoe. So we'll do shots of you walking away with like just the foot showing or even holding heels in your hands off to the side as I pose you that way. Beautiful photos. Let's show off those shoes. They don't even have to be on your feet to be a part of the scene. Number 4, other props. I know I talked about these in accessories already a little bit, but there are other things that you can do that aren't necessarily wearables. For example, one of my clients recently, her fiance is Scottish, and so she brought a Scottish flag, and we got these gorgeous photos of her standing posed against the wall, and she's holding the flag up against her. Great way to incorporate non-clothing items as an accessory in the shoot. I mentioned the rolling pins earlier, the golf clubs, things like that. Maybe it's a trophy of something that you've won. I've had clients bring in a bow, like for archery, that sort of thing. I personally do not allow firearms in my studio. I've grown up hunting and fishing and being outdoors. I know firearm safety. The last thing anyone wants is for any sort of misfire to happen. So again, that's just why I prefer to not have it even as an option. But again, check with your photographer, see what they're comfortable with, what you're comfortable with. And again, more non-wearable things that you could bring in. One of my clients loves music. She plays music, she listens to music. That's her like alone time, get out of her head kind of thing. So she brought in her favorite headphones and we took these gorgeous photos, fully dressed, just sitting there with her headphones in and had beautiful portraits taken like that. So any other props or fun things that are a part of your story are totally welcome in my studio. Again, check with your photographer, see if that's something that they're comfortable doing. All right, now the stuff that I keep hinting at, the things to leave at home. Probably not gonna be what you were expecting. One of them, a list of things you don't like about yourself. Now, you might not make an actual paper bulleted list of things you don't like about yourself, but when my clients come in here, they already know based on my messaging, on our conversation, on everything we've done up until that point, that we're not here to focus on any of your flaws or imperfections because there's no such thing. We're here to tell your story to make you look like the best version of you. That's what we're going to do. So if you come in here and you're like, I don't really like this part of me, I'm like, nope, not about that. Because the whole idea is to show you in a different light, a different perspective, and drop that armor and just be unapologetically you. So we're not even going to talk about the things that you don't like about yourself. Another thing to leave at home, intoxication. Cheers. Every photographer has a different take on this also. I pour a glass of Prosecco for my clients who want it during the hair and makeup process. I also offer like 6 different flavors of bubbly water if you don't want a glass of wine. Or even if you do, you can have both. But I only allow 1 glass of wine. And if my clients show up under the influence, I will absolutely send them home. And we've talked about this in the consult, and it's in my preparation guide. And it's not because I don't like to have fun or because I don't enjoy wine. I effing love wine. But I need you on top of your game during the photo shoot because after a couple drinks, our eyes glass over, we're not as responsive. I don't want my clients swaying around. You can have one, it's part of the experience. And again, if your photographer prefers you don't, that's groovy too. But do not pregame before your photo shoot. Same thing with your reveal. When you go to actually pick out your prints and there's going to be a financial transaction happening, any legitimate photographer will not allow that to happen if you're under the influence because that's a liability. And I don't want to be making business deals with someone who's been drinking. I don't feel good about that personally because I want you to be of sound mind, making the best possible decision that's right for you. Obviously, I love getting paid for what I do, but I don't want you to get too excited about your images, write me a check for $15,000, and then be up all night freaking the F out because you were a little buzzed and got carried away. So sobriety is the way to go during these sessions, and then you can go celebrate afterward however you want. On that, do not show up with an empty stomach. Hangry does not photograph well on anybody. I know you might be thinking like, I don't want to eat too much and then look fat or bloated in my photos. You won't. Food to sustain yourself without overeating. Like, don't eat a whole pizza. As much as I'd love to sit down and just eat a whole pizza at a time, because you need food. I can't have you getting shaky or, not having energy to get through the session. I don't want anybody to be irritable. That's why I eat before my sessions. Also, everyone needs to be on top of their game. So get a good night's sleep, drink a ton of water so your skin is glowing, have something to eat. None of these things should be alcohol, and you are going to show up and have a great experience. So there you go. Now you have some ideas on what to wear, how to accessorize, what sort of shoes to bring, what other props you can bring, and the things you should leave at home. I hope you have an amazing boudoir experience. If you have any other questions and you want to book a sesh with me, or at least talk about it, head to MikeLloydBoudoir.com, fill out the form right there, and you can book a call. I would love to put together a shoot and help tell your story. You are amazing. I'll see you inside.